Land art or earth art is art that is made directly in the landscape, sculpting the land itself into earthwork or making structures in the landscape. It is also an art form that is created in nature using natural materials such as soil, rock, like bedrock, boulders, and stones, organic media like trees, grass, and water. The work frequently exists in the open, located well away from civilization. Here are some examples of earthworks. Robert Smithson's Broken Circle in Spiral Hill, Robert Smithson's Spiral Jetty, Michael Hazar's Double Negative, and Maya Lin's Storm King.
Robert Smithson. His new work of this time began to use combination of materials to form three-dimensional sculptural composition, resulting in a series of non-sites works in which earth and rocks collected from treks to a specific area was installed in the gallery as a sculpture. Nancy Holt. Nancy Holt was an American artist most known for her public sculpture, installation art, and land art. Throughout her career, Holt also produced works in other media, including film and photography. Michael Hazer, well known for his capacity to build large-scale works and explore the relationship between positive and negative space. Michael Hazer has been a prominent figure of the land art movement since his 20s in the late 1960s.
Here are examples of earth art: forest guitar, lighting field, and a line made by walking. First, forest guitar. Forest guitar, breaking up flat agricultural areas of Argentina's Pampas, the guitar formed entirely out of trees. Stretching for 2/3 of a mile or 1 kilometer, the multicolored instrument was created by one Argentine farmer to memorize his wife. Crushed by the loss of his love, a few years later, Pedro Martin Ureta began working on designing a guitar in his field that could be seen from above by airplane. He settled on the design because his late wife loved the instrument and he wanted to memorize her on his land. Next, Lighting Field. Lighting Field by Walter D. Maria. Exploring the relationship between relative and absolute, Walter D. Maria used geometric forms to create a series of repetitions in his sculptures, installation, and land works. His artwork is cast in polished steel or set in polygonal structures that convey to the viewer a sense of absolute. His most known landwork, Lighting Field 1977, is a grid of 1 mile by 1 kilometer installed in a remote area of the New Mexico desert.
A Line Made by Walking by Richard Long. Earthwork that proves artists are one of the unorthodox personalities living in this world. It is said that his art was created in one of the journey he had experienced in his hometown Bristol. He stopped in an open field and started walking to the same line of grass over and over until it was flattened, creating a straight line, and then having a photograph of it. The fact that land art, or most commonly known as earth art, opposes commercialization and consumerism of art makes it perfect. But sadly, this earthwork will not last long, for life still remains in it, and the grass will continue nurturing itself by the help of Mother Nature. There's no such record of what I'm about to say, but I think this art served as the entry point not just for earth art, but also new forms of art to emerge in Europe and North America.
Another example of earth art is Stonehenge. It is the most architecturally sophisticated prehistoric stone circle in the world. Archaeologist John Aubrey made the claim that Stonehenge was the work of the Celtic high priest known as a Druids. The next one is Nazca Line. It is a collection of giant geoglyphs design or motifs etched in the ground, located in the Peruvian coastal plain about 250 miles south of Lima, Peru. Created by the ancient Nazca culture in the South America and depicting various plants, animals, and shapes. Although the precise meaning of each construction varied, the underlying aim of this novel type of visual art was to create artistic imagery using earth, rocks, soil, and other natural material with a view to increasing our sensibility towards our environment.
Street art is art created on surfaces in public places like exterior building walls, highway overpasses, and sidewalks. Street art tends to happen in urban areas, and yes, it's connected in certain ways to graffiti. Street art is usually created as a mean to convey a message connected to a political ideas or social commentaries. Not all street art involves painting. Street art is associated with the term independent art, post-graffiti, neo-graffiti, and guerrilla art. Street artists can also refer to street performers such as Street art is an official and independent visual art created in public location for public visibility.
The presence of street art in an urban context was primarily based on the notion of reputation.
What does it mean?
Since the impact of the message began notably through the perceivable presence in the urban context, graffiti artists live with the imperative to reproduce their typography or different symbolical expression over and over again. Already famous names in the world of street art, such as Shepard Fairey and Space Invader, base their activities as artists on the notion of creating the seemingly same art pieces repeatedly in different urban spaces of different cities.
Banksy, the most famous street artist in the world, known as Robin Cunningham, as first identified by the Mail on Sunday in 2008. Born on July 28, 1973 in Yate, Bristol. Balloon Girl Banksy 2002, located in London, England. Crack is Walk Keith Haring 1986, located at East 128th Street in New York, New York. Flower Thrower Banksy 2003, located in Jerusalem, Israel. God, help me to survive this deadly love. Dream Tree Bruegel 1990, located at the Berlin Wall in Berlin, Germany. Tumondo Keith Haring 1986, located at the Church of San Antonio Abeta in Pisa, Italy. The Lennon Wall Warriors Artist 1980 ongoing, located in Velkovo-Preversko. Facebook Murals David Go 2005, located at Facebook headquarters in Palo Alto, California. A Purple Shawl Govern Shepard Fairey 2014, located at Jutta Street in Braamfontein, South Africa. Ethnias Eduardo Cobra 2016, located at Port District in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The Giant of Boston, Os Gemeyos 2012, located at Dewey Square Park in Boston.
My name is Jalino Cruz, and this is my report. Why is street art is important? Art in the street makes people happy. It makes their day and their commute more interesting. It adds character to what would otherwise just be gray and boring. Art reminds people to feel alive. it awakes people up. Street art is one of the most hybrid forms of artistic expression in our modern world because its purpose is to draw upon what the viewers know and manipulate the physicality of the subject to make their point. And it allows people who don't have much to make it. Street art has a positive effect on how unique a cityscape looks, with the exception of legal walls, where street artists are allowed to tag. Spray painting someone else's property is still a crime, though, and Douglas warns that not all graffiti is a force for good.